Good morning, this is Pat Walker, Mission Winners, doing a video overview of the ETFs. Why do we look at the ETFs? It's not because we like to look at a ton of charts. We've got a limited amount of money and a limited amount of time. We want to use both assets wisely. By looking at the ETFs, we can see where their strength, areas to maybe concentrate on as far as maybe even buying the ETF, or looking deeper and saying, hey, this sector, this group is really strong. I need to look at some stocks in that group. Flip the coin though, it also helps us say, hey, these are areas to stay away from. So here's ARK Innovation. By the way, you can always go online and punch in ARKK or any of these ticker symbols and find out what their top 5 or 10 holdings are. That can help for opportunities. You can see though, this group really isn't participating too much yet, but it could be a start. So it could be a start, but definitely not in a leadership position at this point in time. Robotics, lagging. This is the weekly on the left, as I stated, daily on the right. It's in a downtrend. It's not showing much power. So be careful with that. You're not going to see this chart in any chart book saying, this is what you look for. This is what you look for to buy. So just be aware of it, okay? Continue onward. Cloud computing starting to pick up, but a ton of overhead, not a leadership group yet. Diamonds picked up a little bit on Friday, but definitely not in a leadership role yet, okay? Dow Jones Internet picking up, but not in a leadership role yet. IBD 50 picking up, but really not in a leadership role yet. I need to pause here and share something. Please don't think Pat Walker's being negative. No, I'm just reporting what is. That's all. That's all. Here's the analogy. Oh, it's sunny outside. Oh, you're always up. No, it's just sunny outside. Oh, it's raining outside. Oh, you're always negative. No, we're just reporting what is, and that helps us, guides us, thinking objectively, and helps us make money. Let's continue onwards. Move on here. First Trust, Dorsey Wright, technology related, picking up a little bit. Some volume pickup on some of these, by the way, on Friday. Did you notice that? That could be that's a plus, okay? It's a start, okay? Shine is really lagging. There's not a lot of power there. Be careful with that. Gold miner is really lagging, not a lot of power there. And same with gold. It's lagging. Again, weekly on the left, daily on the right. What's the trend? The trend is down. All right, there you go. Biotechnology picked up a little bit the last couple of days, but a tremendous amount of overhead on the daily and the weekly. But at least it's picking up. That's what you're seeing on a lot of these. They're starting to pick up. Every rally has to start someplace, right? I'm not saying this is going to be a rally, but that is a fact. Oil and gas, you know, this one got spanked pretty hard, okay? Be careful with that sector. Continue onwards. Technology picked up a little bit. In fact, compare this. I just want to show you something here. That's picked up a little bit, okay, biotechnology. Oil and gas, yeah, that's something. Technology is a little bit stronger, taking out the highs from several weeks ago. Technology, software, what does that say? And it's above the 50-day. It's starting to improve. Maybe look to some stuff in that group. And yes, we have already, but just pointing it out to you. These are the things we do in Mission Winners. Medicine's lagging. There's no power there. Leave it alone. Mid-cap picking up a little bit, but still a ton of overhead, not a lot of power. Aerospace and defense, not a lot of power. Home construction was great. This was a good run for us. Leading groups and leading stocks, but it's lost its leadership, and we sold our stocks and locked in the profits. Nothing to do with it at this point in time. S&P growth picked up a little bit, but not a lot of volume, okay? As you can see, small cap picked up, but not much power. Real estate, not much power. Transportation, still not a lot of power here, okay? Airlines, no power at all. Regional banking, not much power. Mid-cap, starting to pick up, but not a lot of power at this point in time. Oil services, no power. No power. This was a great run for us, folks. And then we got out of the energy stocks and we left it alone. And I'm glad we did. Our tactics works. Pharmaceuticals is picking up a little bit, but note this. Not a lot of volume conviction there. People talk with their mouths and vote with their pocketbooks. Not doing a lot of voting. Okay? Continue onwards. QLD. Oh, look at this. Had a higher low setup. Do you see this? This low is higher than this low. Now I want you to just look at this closely. All right? And I'm going to do something that will really help you. See, that's a higher low setup, and it's fairly strong and pushed through the 21-day, above the 8-day, and it pushed above the 21-day. The NASDAQ 100, that's QLD. Now watch this. We're just going to go back a little bit in time. We'll go back in time. Here we go. We'll just go to here. I just showed you QLD. Ready? Not a lot of power there. I'm reviewing these, okay? Home construction, not a lot of power. Picked up a little bit, okay? Some growth there. And look at the name, growth. Gosh, I wonder if S&P 500 growth. I wonder if any of the S&P 500 stocks are also in the NASDAQ 100, QLD. Yes, they are. See how you connect the dots? Some power there, okay? Let's continue onwards. Russell really lagging, not a lot of power. IYR, not much power there. Transportation, really no power. Airlines, no power. Regional banks, no power. Mid-cap, a little bit, but not too much. Oil services, no power. Pharmaceuticals, no power. Oh, do you see the difference there? Look at this, and then look at this. Picking up. There we go. And what is this? The NASDAQ 100. And I'm not pounding the table on it, but what I'm trying to do is point out at Mission Winners the tactics. I've used these tactics since the last century, scanning the ETFs. There weren't that many back then, okay? Scanning the ETFs, looking for strength, and also taking note of weakness. Area to maybe put money in, and areas to avoid. This is telling us, oh, the NASDAQ 100's picked up a little bit. It's a start. Am I saying it's going to continue? Nobody knows the future, but it is a higher low setup with a volume pickup on Friday. NASDAQ 100. You could say, well, maybe I could do QLD, or maybe look into some NASDAQ 100 stocks. There you go. Think MAXLIST. There we go, folks. That's how we connect the dots. Let's continue onwards. QQQ picked up a little bit on Friday on a volume pickup. Retail. Look at the compare and contrast. Oh, higher low, and it picked up on Friday. Retail, nothing. What does that say? Stay away from retailing stocks. It's that simple. There's nothing there. Silver, some power, but not very, it's down at the bottom. Steel, the same. Semiconductors picked up a little bit. Oh, look at this. Another higher low setup, and it picked up. Huh. Gosh, let me think. Semiconductors. I wonder if there's any semiconductors in the NASDAQ 100. Yes, there are. That's connecting the dots. Let's continue onward. There's the spiders. Picked up a little bit, has a lower low, but it did pick up on some on Friday on a pickup in volume. That's good to see. We need to see that, okay? SSO, some pickup just like spiders. Solar's lagging, there's nothing to do with it. Small cap's really lagging, nothing to do with it. Uranium doesn't look too bad, but it got hit pretty hard. Maybe looking at some uranium stocks. This ETF looks better than a lot of them, but that was a pretty hard decline, okay? And you can really see it on the weekly. Let's continue onwards. Oil, no. Right there. Look, I just showed you some that are strong. Look, this thing closed near the lows for the day. What has it said? What has it been saying? Stay away from oil, stay away from energy. And we have, and that helps us. Continue onwards. Consumer discretionary, not a lot of power, leave it alone. Aerospace and defense, no power, leave it alone. Biotechnology lagging, leave it alone. Home builders lagging, leave it alone. But by the way, look at this on the weekly. Do you see that run? This is why we look at weekly and daily charts. You see this move? That's huge. And we were heavy in home building stocks. Started to roll over. Stocks were telling us to sell, and we did. And we're out of them. Took the money and ran. Daily charts really help weekly. Materials lagging, leave it alone. Communications picking up a little bit, but still not a tremendous amount of power. Another energy ETF. You see how you build the case? You see a couple of energy oil ETFs dropping. Tells you to get out. You see a bunch of them rising. Tells you to get in. And that's what we did. In, and then we got out. Financial still lagging. Industrials lagging. Not a lot of power there. Oh, look at this. Another one. Oh, what is that? Oh, technology. See the name? Higher low setup. Picking up. So now we've seen the QQQ and QLD starting to pick up. And technology. That's why we've been getting involved, starting Friday in some bigger name NASDAQ technology stocks. It works. Consumer staples, nope. There's nothing here. Leave that alone. That's dangerous. There's nothing to do with it. Don't overthink it. Healthcare picking up a little bit. That's okay. Consumer discretionary, there's no real power there. Metals and mining, there's no real power there. Energy, another energy ETF, there's no power there. That's kind of a cute pun, isn't it? Energy, no power. Retailing, it hit new lows for the move on Friday. Stay away from retail. Software, picking up just a little bit, but not a lot of power there. And then the MAXLIST. Apple picked up, had a higher low, you know, this low higher than this low, and it's starting to pick up on a slight pickup in volume. It looks a little bit better. Maybe it's starting to turn the corner. I'm not saying buy it, okay, but it is improving. We'll watch and see what happens. Amazon had a higher low setup and it picked up, but not a lot of volume here. All right, it is a higher low. This low is higher than this low, but again, not a lot of volume. Volume is conviction. Why do I always talk about volume? And I did this at the IBD meetups for 12 years. Volume shows what people are thinking and what people are doing. Are they buying? Are they selling? Is there buying conviction? Or is there lack of conviction? Well, with Amazon, there's not a lot of power at this point in time. Not criticizing it, just pointing out Alibaba is a little too loose. A lot of choppiness down here. Be careful with that. Nothing to do with it. BIDU, the same thing. Picked up a little bit, but kind of choppy. All right, just got to be a little careful with that. Google. Check this out. Right? Oh, look at the trend. It's been going up. When a lot of things are acting tentative, this is going up in price, and it has been. See these little tops across here? Here? See the volume pickup? That's why it was bought. There you go. I'm not saying buy it now, but it's outperforming. Google. There you go. Now you can see why we own it. Goldman Sachs, can you see why we don't own it? There you go. MasterCard, can you see why we don't own it? There's no power. Meta, oh, look at this base. And it was kind of basing nicely here on the daily and the weekly. Yes, these are MAXLIST stocks. And it picked up on a pickup in volume, started to buy some, bought more. We're in good shape. I'm not saying buy it now, but I'm trying to show you the tactics, what to look for in the charts to make good investing decisions. By the way, there was a very important word in that statement, investing, not trading, okay? We're not scalping, we're not in and out people, we're not looking at 5-minute charts. We want to try to buy something and let it work. You see back here, these buys back here, and you see that trend? We owned that. This was on the key list. We let it work. There you go. Continue onwards. Perhaps this is a start. We'll see what happens, all right? Continue onwards. Microsoft picked up a little bit. It had a higher low setup with a slight volume pickup. Big MAXLIST stock, big NASDAQ stocks starting to improve. That's good to see. Netflix, boy, there's not much power. Now, here's a great lesson. There's Microsoft with a higher low setup picking up on Friday on a pickup in volume. There's Netflix picking up on less volume, lower low. There's no power there. It tells you in 1 second, stay away from Netflix. There's nothing to do with it now. NVDA had a higher low setup. This low's higher than this low. There was some accumulation in the chart. We picked this up a couple of times. It's working, going across these tops. I'm not saying buy it, but I'm just trying to show you what to look for. And again, steady volume pickup this day and this day. We'll watch and see. Maybe we'll buy more. We'll see what happens. Tesla. Tesla started to go up. They took it right back down hard. It's chopping around. It's almost a poster child for a lot of the market. But could this start to lift off again? Yeah. See, I have a price alert set. Perhaps Tesla will lift off and take off. If it does, we'll be ready. But in all instances, we have to have a good market. The M and mission winners, markets. If the market's sloppy, we have the discipline to wait. There we go. But this doesn't look too bad. Let's see what happens. Let's continue onwards. Visa, there's nothing really there. Leave it alone. Spiders lagging, just not a lot of power there. Let's see here. I think we're back up at the top. And we are. We just circled the loop. There we go. So I'm going to go through them real quick here again, just the MAXLIST, okay? It's, you know, some pickup. Higher low, no. No. That doesn't look too bad. No. Not really. Oh, that doesn't look too bad, does it? Looks better than most, doesn't it? Yeah, we own it. Bought it a couple of times. Now you see why. It's okay. No. It's a picked up. That doesn't look too bad. Yeah, own it. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. We'll be ready. We'll be ready. We'll see what happens. Visa, nah. And back to the top.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.